The trades have become a popular discussion in recent months, and so have unions, to the point we should talk about some of the misconceptions around unions and why I believe they are a benefit to the middle class. I'm an Ibew 494 member here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is an electrical union. First, let's talk about wages, because that's why we show up to work. It's to get paid. When it comes to most unions, we can split them into two categories. The first is your take-home wage, which is what you see on the check, and the second one is your benefits, which includes health care, pension, training, and in my case, vacation and holiday. But those two wages depend highly on where your local is located. For example, if you work in New York City or San Francisco, you're going to make way more than someone who works in a rural part of the country. The best example is my union. We cover Milwaukee and Kettle Moraine. Kettle Moraine is a rural part of Wisconsin, so they make $5 less than if you worked in Milwaukee, which is a city. Right now, we are making $50.86 an hour, while our total package is $79.93. Technically, we clear $159,000 a year, but not really, because that includes pension, health insurance, and vacation, so in reality, it's close to $100,000 before taxes. That is a lot of money still, especially when you compare it to our non-union counterpart here in Milwaukee, where they make an abysmal $38 an hour. Out of that $38, you have to pay for your health insurance and take out money for your retirement plan. Compared to unions, we never see that cost being taken out because it's part of our full package. Some dislike unions because you have to pay dues. Currently, it costs me $51 in working dues. So yeah, basically I lose an hour of pay each month, but you're making $12 more on the check while having a total package provide you with quality health insurance, a pension fund, and a vacation fund, and continued education. In my head, that is money well spent. I have also heard the claim that everyone gets paid the same. It de-incentivizes you to work harder. That is not the case. $50.86 is the bare minimum a contractor can pay you. It acts like the federal minimum wage. Many make above that amount for a variety of reasons, but the biggest one is so the contractor can retain you and not worry about you jumping ship to join a different contractor. But it is true. You may earn the same as a lazy person, but when it slows down, who do you think they are getting rid of first? The hard worker or the lazy person? Another big concern for people, and myself included, is health insurance. You tend to have quality health insurance in a union because you have more people on the plan, so your local can negotiate better rates. My deductible is $3,000 compared to my wife, which is $6,000, and my insurance covers more providers and includes dental, vision, and prescription. Some say this is why construction is so expensive, or why things cost so much. It's because of unions. They must be pretty ignorant to the fact, because most non-union contractors will bid close to union shops. For those who don't know what a bid is, it's the cost to do a job. Let's say you want to build a house. Well, you send that request with a spec to contractors, and they will come back with how much it will cost to build the house. Non-union will bid 2 to 3% lower to get the job, even though they pay their workers less than unions, so they can make massive profits off the back of their workers. This is the same for manufacturing. If you remember during those high tariffs on China, Chinese manufacturers came out and said this is how much it really costs to make these products, from Tide Pods to designer bags, and that these companies marked up from 300 to 2,500%. When you hear America can't compete with foreign wages, it's because companies want to make as much profit as they can instead of choosing to build here and earn less profit.
The media say unions are
the institutions that brought us the weekend, the middle class.
I say capitalism created the middle class.
We can prove that unions made the middle class and not capitalism by showing you some charts. See how when we had strong unions in the 50s and 60s and partly in the 70s, but when membership started to drop, so did wages and compensation, even though productivity went up? That feeds into my next point. We live in a capitalist society. The goal for companies is to earn more profits, but when workers try to use that same mentality, they are labeled greedy, entitled, and not looking out for the company. This is where unions help facilitate higher wages, better working conditions, because we have the ability to bargain so that everyone can profit, not just the CEOs and shareholders. I'm not going to sit here and say it's all sunshine and rainbows in a union. You will still see those who are buddy up with the higher ups get promoted or not laid off even if they suck at their job. You'll see that in any workplace, and unions are no different. Not all unions are equal. Like I said earlier, it very much depends where your local is located. So like this area, those union wages tend to be closer to non-union because a bigger portion of the labor is not unionized, and these states promote non-union work and let many contractors get away with using illegals, unlicensed workers, and basically have poor labor standards. But you shouldn't shy away from joining a union, because if more people join the union in an area, they will gain in the labor pool, which in return will let you earn more. It also boils down to the leadership of the union, making sure everyone is playing by the rules, and the biggest is how are they maintaining your pension and negotiating on your behalf. I've worked non-union before, and when I asked about the wage ceiling, they didn't give me a number, but instead a phrase. You won't be rich, but you won't starve. My union gives me the ability to live the American dream. And if we want to bring this dream back for the middle class, we need strong unions, like we had in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. So workers can get a wage they can thrive in, not just get by. To have a quality health insurance that won't bankrupt them if they use it. A retirement plan that's not just relying on Social Security or a 401k. It's time for workers to get a share of the profit, not just those on top.